video. This video will show you how to include an action in a table, and I want to give you an overview of this functionality. So it lives in the table, but I'll show you how to use it. First, let me get some records. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some accounts, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say equals account name, or account name contains, more likely it should be hospital, like that. Okay, that's my condition. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring some account name, number, and then type. Just like that. Alright, and there is my table. Now this one is going to be on load, so straight away when I preview this, you'll be able to see records. Just like that. Now, wouldn't it be nice that if you were able to click on the name of the hospital and then in another table you'd be able to generate their contacts? That'd be pretty cool, right? Or some other data. This is where include an action functionality comes in handy. So let's say, for example, I get a table here. And then in this table I'm going to show all the contacts to that account that I click on in the first table. So just like that. Next, and what I'll do is, you know what, I'm not going to set this up right now. But what I'm going to do is show you this functionality. So let's say I'll go into table, go over to columns. I want people to click on the name and then straight away show them the contacts related to that account. So over here under columns you've got the gear icon, and you can do something called include an action. Okay, now the first one I'm going to show you is called text, and then you can click on the gear icon like this. This is where you begin the configuration. So what I'm going to do is enable this, click on text, click on save, and then I'm going to show you what it actually does very shortly. But first I'm going to show you that once you enable something like that, you will have the ability to click on it. Very cool, right? So now what we want to do is go ahead and set up a parameter where we can pass the value in there to show the related contacts to that account. So for that I'm going to go to Tools, Custom Parameters. I'm going to add a parameter. I'm going to call it Account ID, and I'm just going to map it to a URL and leave the parameters as is. Apply and save. And now in here, in the table itself, I click on the gear icon. I can go over to columns, click on this, click on the gear icon again, and go over to affect elements. And now what I want to do is I want to affect this element, my parameter account ID, and I'm going to say set value. So let's bring it up, set value from, and I'm going to choose the parameter table field value. So what we're doing is whenever that's clicked in the table, the name that is, we're passing the value into my parameter account ID. Very simple. Click apply, apply again, and then we're done. Alright, so let's go ahead and save. Now it's time for my second table. Let's go and get ourselves this table. So here we're going to bring back contact like this, click next, and here I'm going to say account ID equals my parameter, which is my account ID. Alright, this is how we work everything. Then I'm going to add a column. I'm going to say name, I'm going to say email, account ID, set reference to be account name, click apply, and then apply. Now one of the last things I want to set up is make sure that this only loads on an auto trigger and not on anything else. So for that I'm going to go to Salesforce, modify this to say auto trigger like this, and now we're done. So let's go ahead and refresh. What you'll find is on the bottom table now, first table it's going to load data, but the second one it's not going to load anything because that's where the on-click functionality comes in. So nothing here. I'll click on Australia Hospital, and just like that we have records in the second table. And if I choose like United Kingdom Hospital, and just like that, there are the contacts to that account. Click again and the list changes. Alright, and that's the on click on text functionality where you include an action within it. Now you can also do this with icon as well. Let's say I go back in my column for a second, and instead of click on text, I say click on icon, and then here I can choose. We've got a huge list there, to be honest. You can choose any one of them. I'm going to choose this account circle. Click apply. It's in. Click save. And then now, instead of clicking on the name, you'll be able to click on the icon. So let's refresh. Right, I can't click on name, but I can click on the icon. Just as I click on the icon, the things will start to appear nicely, like that. Alright, so essentially the two bits I've covered here are within the columns and settings. You can include click on text, you can include click on icon, and this is how you do include an action. And you can do a lot of different stuff, like what I've done is just one specific element. You can do Salesforce action, you can do Smart V logout, SSO logout, you can do redirect, show a message, post message. All of these will be covered in its separate videos, and you can use the same premise and functionality to add on to this as well. But that's include an action within the table for you.